Alright, hey there gamers, it's Carputing, and today we're going to be unboxing, taking a look at, and using the OTP 6043 cooling system power flush gun. This is very good if you have a car with an extremely dirty or rusty radiator. Let me just get that open there. And you tried doing a coolant flush and it's simply not doing it, even with some Prestone Total System Clutch plus flush cleaner, something like that. I botched the words there, but if flushing the system normally ain't doing it, then you're going to want to pick yourself up one of these, and it will you can adjust the pressure, low pressure to high pressure, blast out your cooling system. It uses an air compressor and your typical hose. So that's that. So you can see that's how it works. Do all that. You can convert it to vacuum if you want, but this is what we want. That's where the air compressor goes on the bottom. This is where the hose attaches on here. So I'm gonna go hook this up to the hose, gonna go hook this up to the air compressor, and you've got this. Don't know what this little side thing does, but you've got a little trigger. Bit different from the Amazon photos, but hey, looks like it'll work. That's the I believe this is the water flow adjustment here. Yeah. So whew. It's tough to adjust. Let's see, does it say actually in this at all what that does? I want to be sure. I'm going to take a look at the book. That at least rotates. That's how you adjust the pressure. So let's go get this hooked up and give it a go. And one thing to note as I'm throwing this all together, gamers, this OTC pressure washer gun doesn't come with this little nozzle that connects to your air hose. I'm pretty ignorant to these things, so I just took one off my mom's air hose, unscrewed it from there, screwed it onto there. It fit, it's gonna work, but FYI. Alrighty there gamers, when you're ready, you're gonna have your radiator cap on. You're gonna have the bottom of the radiator disconnected, and then you're gonna come around to the upper radiator hose, and you're gonna disconnect that from your thermostat housing. And you can see how I've re-angled the hose here now, so I'm going to easily be able to put the gun in and spray the water, and it will spray pressurized through here. So let's get to it. Alright gamers, so I have the hose on as you can see, the air compressor on as you can hear, and I have the hose clamp tightened to the OTC tool. I have the radiator cap on, and it's hard to see, but you can kind of see it in the background. It's pouring out really dirty water, so it's finally just starting to come out clear now, so that's really good. So I'm just going to give this a few minutes of rinsing, and with that air pressure, that's about some of the most powerful cleaning that you could probably get. So finally starting to get some clean water. Love to see it. And if you have a small block Chevy, just do exactly this. Maybe your car's different, do something similar. After you've blasted out the radiator, you're going to loosen your thermostat housing, remove your thermostat, put the thermostat housing back on, connect the pipe to your thermostat housing, this pipe here, whatever your pipe is, and then you're going to disconnect it from here. You're going to hook up the OTC tool to that end there with this connected to the thermostat housing, and with the thermostat removed and still the radiator hose at the bottom disconnected, you're going to do what we just did, give it a good blast. Now for $15 or $20, if you have a thermostat that looks anything like this, go buy a new one. Also, just go buy a new gasket. Thank you, that is. So a little tip here, gaskets are not supposed to be reusable, even if it's just coming on and off for a sec. I want to make sure my car is living with the best practices, so I'm going to put the thermostat on with this like $4 on sale Velcro gasket, and then I'm going to flush it, and then when I take the thermostat housing off to put this new thermostat in, I'm going to be using this way better Velcro gasket. So yeah, which is meant for if your engine's worn out, warped, all that stuff. So yeah. Alright gamers, you can see I got the cheap gasket on there. I've got no thermostat in, just the thermostat housing, bolted on normally, hose tightened, and the OTC tool. And now we're just gonna go like this. Just gonna start filling that. I can blast it when I want. You can see it's coming out of the block now, and you can see it is pretty dirty right there. That was just supposed to be distilled water. It's starting to clear up already, but I'm gonna give it a few pulses. Let me show you that, because it always helps with this tool. You can't really just get it out without giving it some of those squirts. And you're supposed to give it bursts, not just one continuous, because that'll really loosen up some of the stuff in there. If there's any dirt, debris, give it a good few hits like that. It's still coming out horrid. Alright gamers, so I have this old coolant overflow tank and I needed to clean it out and make it work. So it had a hole in the side, so I just took some hot glue to it and that's going to hold up fine. Had a little crack up at the top here, I took some hot glue. So if you have a coolant expansion tank, just take some hot glue and patch it up. It's not going to melt the glue if it's not going to melt this just average crappy plastic, so good to go. Alrighty gamers, well that absolutely fixed my TR7's overheating. I took it down the road and no bubbling, when before I did that whole clean out to the cooling system it would bubble and just overheat within about 10-15 minutes, and I had it running for about 15-20 minutes and absolutely seems way better now. So this is a huge benefit to old cars that have sat for 10-15 years and you're trying to revive them. Dirty coolant, don't underestimate it. It's like night and day difference. The car was not running at all properly before. I'm shocked I haven't sprung a leak by cleaning it, but you know, that worked out great. So now I have a 180 degree thermostat in. There was one in before, but it was probably broken just looking at how dirty it was. So now I've got new gasket for the thermostat housing. That's good. So the TR7 should be a lot happier now. Do remember to put the thermostat back in after you blast out the engine block. You do want to blast it with the thermostat removed though, so you're not restricting the flow of the water of the OTC tool. And then after that, take the housing off, put the thermostat in, put the gasket in. I just threw out that like $3 paper gasket. I could have reused it or kept it, but you know, I'm just gonna be ultra safe. So yeah, that's that. Car's running awesome now. I'm so happy. So thank you all for watching, and I absolutely recommend this OTC tool. Just kind of stumbled across this, and it like you can take some flush to your coolant system with some distilled water, empty it, fill it up again, empty it, fill it up again. That will take a while. I would have been doing that at least 10 times to get anywhere close to where I am now, and I probably wouldn't have got it even as clean, because it would have always left stuff in the block and in the radiator. But when you're just blasting it out one direction into the ground, it's just cleaning it all out. So runs way cooler. I put my hand by the valve covers after taking it on a little drive after cleaning out the coolant, and previously, like 10 minutes of the car running, my hand by the valve covers, I could just feel the heat just coming through, but like it was near cool this time. So yeah, don't underestimate fixing your cooling system. It's if you have a modern car like an EFI car, I don't know, like God knows if you need to care that much. EFI is better at adapting to different situations, but with an old carbureted car, hell yeah, it makes it run so much better. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a great day, gamers.